I am super excited about today's class. We are doing postpartum yoga with a special focus on pelvic floor healing and strengthening. I get so many questions and complaints about leaking a little bit after you have your baby, and while it's very common, it's actually not normal, and there's lots that you can do to stop that and heal that. So we're going to be focusing on those exercises today, and the exercises that we do today are proven to be more effective than just Kegels alone. I will be giving the opportunity to do some pelvic floor contractions during the moves today. If you have a hypertonic pelvic floor or another reason that you're not practicing pelvic floor contractions, then you can just leave that part out. If you use blocks for Warrior 3 pose, you can grab those now, or a couple of really thick books. We're going to start in a comfortable cross-legged position, sitting up tall. If you wanted to sit on a block or a pillow, you can, or you can sit right down on your mat or the ground. We're going to use diaphragmatic breaths throughout the practice. So we want to inhale 360 degrees into our ribs, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Big inhale. Belly expands slightly, and then on the exhale, your ribs are going to come in and down, contract, engage. Good. Again, inhale. And option on the exhale to add a slight pelvic floor contraction. Inhale again. You can imagine a blueberry at the opening of your vagina, and as you exhale, lifting it in and up. Good, and then fully releasing on your inhale. We can take some gentle neck circles here, just going halfway back and forth. You can bring your shoulders into it. Good, sitting tall again. We can sweep our right arm up and over, gentle side stretch. Exhale, engage your obliques to come up, switching sides. Good, we can make our way to all fours. Keeping your core strong here, ensuring that you're not dumping into your lower back at all. Let's take some hip circles. This is also warming up your wrists, spreading your fingers, pressing into your entire hand, not dumping your weight into your wrists. Let's go the other way. Good, coming back to a neutral spine, moving into cat and cow. Let's exhale, rounding out, tucking your chin. Inhale, tipping your tailbone up, looking up. Option to add your pelvic floor contraction with this movement as you exhale. Good, coming back to a neutral spine. Let's tuck our toes, moving into our first downward dog. Feel free to take any movement that feels good. You can walk out your dog, sway your hips back and forth. Let's bring our feet together, and you can stay here, or if it feels good, you can take your leg that is farthest away from the screen and float it up to your three-legged dog. Feel free to open up your hips. Let's hold here. Core stays engaged, breathing into your side and back ribs. Good, bring that leg back down again. Big inhale. And on your exhale, engage your core. Let's come back down to our knees. We can come up on our knees, moving into a kneeling lunge. Sweeping your arms up, shoulders roll down your back. Pressing your back knee into the ground. Let's bring our palms forward. We're going to move into some scapular retractions. We can bring our elbows down, pointing down behind us, releasing them back up. Moving with your breath. Good, pressing into your front foot. We can shift our weight back again. Let's come back to all fours now. We'll move into our side plank so we can center our hand in front of our face. And then let's open up to the side. You can balance on your knee here, or for advanced, you can have both legs straight. Re-engaging your core, you can keep this toe down, or optionally you can lift that toe off. If it's available to you, you can look up at your top hand, slight tuck in your chin for length in the back of your spine. Good, we're gonna thread our arm as if it's trying to go through on an exhale, and inhale, coming up, good. Exhale. Core is strong. Option for some pelvic floor engagement. Fully releasing on the inhale of your pelvic floor. Good, releasing down. Let's come back to all fours. You're gonna take your arm farthest away again, lifting it straight up, and the opposite leg comes back. Holding in bird dog, ensuring your hips are even, you're not hiking your hip up at all. Steady breaths. On your exhale, you're really focusing on core engagement. One more breath. Releasing it down, good. Let's come back, we can circle out through our wrists. Let's switch to the other side. Pressing into downward dog on this side. You can walk out your dog. Good, bringing your toes together again. Feel free to stay here, or if you want to practice your three-legged dog, letting that back leg float up. Core is strong. Beautiful. On your next exhale, let's bring it down Engaging your core to come down onto your knees. We can come into our low lunge. Arms sweep up. Good, moving into our scapular retractions, using your back muscles, sliding your scapula down your back. Refocusing on your core and pelvic floor in every pose. Good, we can shift out. Coming back to all fours, setting up for side plank. Option to lift your toe here. Finding your diaphragmatic breath. Good, we'll thread that top arm through on an exhale. Lift a little bit higher. Releasing out, coming back to all fours, setting up for bird dog on the other side. Big inhale in. Back arm comes up and opposite leg. Holding for 10 breaths, feeling lifted through your back. Option to add some pelvic floor contractions. Good, let's take one more breath. Releasing out. Rolling your wrists again. Let's grab a quick sip of water. Let's find our way up to standing. We can take a wide stance for warrior two. So let's take your right foot pointed towards the side of the room. Left foot is facing forward. We can bring our arms out to either side, bending your front leg. Soft gaze out over your front middle finger. On an exhale, we're going to straighten our front leg, bringing our hands up, engaging your core. Inhale, coming down, release. Option to add a pelvic floor contraction. Good, continue with your breath. Good, let's straighten our front leg. We can bring our back leg slightly in and then pigeon toe it. We're gonna set up for triangle. So let's reach towards the side of the room, keeping our shoulders stacked over our leg. We can drop that arm And instead of putting weight down, just press the back of your hand into that if that feels safe for you. Bringing your top arm up. Really keeping your core engaged, breathing into your side and back ribs. Beautiful. Exhale, engage. Coming up, let's turn our feet out for goddess. Knees are reaching towards the back of the room, not falling in at all. You can either relax your pelvic floor here or option to work on your fast twitch pelvic floor contraction, so going in and out as fast as you can. Good. If you're practicing your contractions, just release, relax. Sink a little bit lower. Good. Let's do that on the other side, setting up for warrior two. Shoulders are relaxed down your back. Steady breaths. On your next exhale, we're going to come up. Exhale, engaging your core. Inhale, down. Option to add a pelvic floor contraction. Releasing, inhale as you come down. Good, moving into Trikonasana triangle. As if you're between two panes of glass. Refocusing on your core. Kneecaps are lifted up your legs. Good, exhale. Let's come up. We're gonna bring our feet closer together for yogi squat. So if you wanted to grab blocks or a stool for underneath your glutes, you can. We're gonna come all the way down. If your heels pop off, that is absolutely okay. You can press the back of your elbows into your knees, sitting tall. And here, let's release through our pelvic floor, because releasing is just as important as the contractions to avoid getting a hypertonic pelvic floor. Relax your shoulders and your face. Beautiful. On an exhale, re-engage your core. Let's come on back up. We're going to set up for warrior three. If you wanted to grab two blocks for in front of you, you can. So you're going to balance on one foot, spreading the weight evenly through the three corners of your foot. Let's take our hands up to heart center, and we can slowly start to point the other foot behind, hinging forward. Let's flex that lifted foot, sending energy out of your heel. You may stop here, or you may keep going. You can keep your hands at heart center. You can reach down for the floor or your blocks. Alternatively, you could take your hands out in a T position or all the way forward. So wherever you are, try to bring the hip of your extended leg down slightly so you're not hiking it up. Beautiful. Let's slowly move back out of the pose. We can shake it out. Let's set up on the other side. Slowly hinging, flexing your extended foot. Core is strong. Beautiful. Let's come up again. Shake it out, and we can grab another sip of water. Let's come sitting onto our glutes. We're gonna move into Dandasana, and even though this looks like a simple pose, it's actually quite challenging. If you're finding it hard to keep your back lengthened here, you could sit on a little block or pillow. We can bring our palms to the ground, sitting up tall, re-engaging your core. Slight tuck in the chin to find length in the back of your spine. Feet are flexed. Legs are engaged, steady breaths here. Good, I'm gonna bring one leg in. And we're gonna square our chest, our sternum over our leg. Let's reach up, Janushirshasana, and then slightly hinge forward. Extended leg is flexed, energy shooting out of that foot. Good, coming up, let's switch to the other side. Centering your sternum, slight hinge. Fingertips reach up, shoulders roll down your back. Good, coming out. Let's bring our feet together for Baddha Konasana. Sitting tall, letting your knees flop out. Let's relax through our pelvic floor. You can stay sitting tall or option to hinge forward. Engaging your core. Let's come up. We're going to bring our knees together. Let's come sitting on our knees. You can tuck your toes under, stretching through the soles of your feet. We can clasp elbows, or if it's available, you can clasp your palms. If your palms are clasped, let's externally rotate through our arms. Hands can reach away, keeping your core engaged and pulled in. opening up through your chest. Beautiful, release. Let's clasp our hands in front, rounding out the other way. Releasing out. You can grab your block or a rolled up towel or a Pilates ball to squeeze between your knees in bridge pose if you want, or if you don't have anything, that's okay too. Exhale as you lower down on your side. You can bring your heels in towards your fingertips, and then we can place our block or a ball or towel between our legs. Let's take a big inhale in, expanding through our ribs. Exhale, lifting up to bridge. Inhale down. Good. Exhale, option to add a pelvic floor contraction as you lift. Inhale, rolling down. Fully releasing your pelvic floor at the bottom. Moving with your breath. Exhale, contract, squeeze up. Engaging your inner thighs. Release down. Continue. Let's take one more. Good, we can remove the block if you're holding your block. Let's cross one ankle over and exhale. You can grab behind your leg, keeping your top foot flexed. Releasing through your pelvic floor and your hips here. Good. Exhale, engage to switch sides. Gently release down. So on an exhale, we're going to bring one leg up. You can grab behind your thigh, exhale the other leg up, and you can stay here, or if it's available, you can come into happy baby by grabbing your big toes or the outside edges of your feet. Wherever you are, fully relax your pelvic floor. Steady breaths. Good. Gently release. And we can make our way into our final resting pose, Shavasana, lengthening your legs about the distance of your mat apart, letting your feet flop open. Rolling your shoulder blades underneath to find more length in your arms. Feeling heavy, let's take a big inhale in and sigh out. One more time. And even a little bit more. Exhale out. Feeling heavy on the ground. Scanning your body, relaxing any places of tension. While you rest here, I'm going to tell you a little story. So continue to rest here. Before I had my first baby, my son Grayson, we had just moved to a new city, and so I had wanted to make some friends. After I had Grayson, I joined an 8-week postnatal yoga series. I loved the yoga. I loved connecting with the other moms and sharing what was going on with our babies and the struggles that we were having. At the end of the series, some of the moms organized a lunch to celebrate, and somehow I didn't get invited. I don't know why I didn't get invited, but I was actually really hurt at the time. I didn't have any friends or other family around at the time, so it would have meant so much to me. I think for so many moms, postpartum can be isolating. It can be really hard to get out and can actually feel like a really lonely time. Social media makes it even worse, where we see all of these mom groups and mom friends getting together, but it definitely doesn't happen for all of us. I didn't give up though. After that, I joined a different series and I ended up meeting a couple of moms who were amazing, who just really got me, and that those friendships have continued now that our kids are getting older. If you are feeling lonely or isolated, I just wanted to send you some extra love today. I know how challenging it can be. Something else that is amazing about being a mother, if you haven't found your sort of group of people yet, you are creating them with your kids. Your kid to you will be the most funny, entertaining, you're just your most favorite person to hang out with ever. I'm also so grateful for you and for being here today. You can either continue resting here or finish up with me, taking a few deep breaths, wiggling your fingers and toes. Making your way back up to a seated position. Namaste to you. Namaste to the babies. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.